I ask that you all please join me in rising for the Star-Spangled Banner. Please be seated. Good morning, board members, administration, faculty, families, friends, and the class of 2021, and welcome to the 2021 commencement ceremony. When I sat down to prepare for my first Kew-Forest graduation speech 2 years ago, the idea of what to say came easily. And last year, the unexpected turn of events in the spring lent itself to another speech that came readily to mind. This year, though, has been different. What's a fitting tribute to a year unlike any other in lived memory? I could discuss persistence, adaptation, and improvisation. I could discuss health and well-being. I could discuss Zoom. Can you believe we're not using it now? Not even the live stream is on Zoom. I could discuss these things, or the things our soon-to-be graduates have to look forward to. I even considered weight training and healing. In the end, I've decided to touch on all of these things and to tie it all together by beginning at the beginning, or at least at a beginning. In the spring, the military discovered a new virus moving through the enlisted men and the general population. Hospitals quickly became overwhelmed, and in various cities, quarantines were imposed. About 6 months later, in that fall, the Kew-Forest school opened its doors. The year was 1918. What must it have been like to open a school during the pandemic? To sort out how to proceed in ways that were as safe as possible for the students, teachers, staff, and families? While I cannot answer these questions for the founders, I know that they were front and center in our minds as we all made plans last summer to reopen the school. So opening, and now reopening during a pandemic, is not new to Kew-Forest. But graduating a group of seniors in these circumstances, after a full year of schooling framed by the pandemic, that's new. As is what the senior class has accomplished alongside our other students, our faculty and staff, and you, their friends and families. This year has been challenging and exhausting. It's been unpredictable. It's lacked many of the connections and energy that are shared when people gather together. We've looked at computer screens for far, far longer than any of us has ever wanted. We've also learned to prioritize mental and emotional health. We've learned that conducting back to school night and parent-teacher conference online actually works well. We learned to surf the ever-changing guidance and requirements for being in school, and we found new ways to maintain community. We've kept our community safe and had in-person schooling throughout the majority of the year. We eased back into athletics this spring and held an in-person prom at which the attendees all looked fabulous, by the way. Fabulous, and danced their butts off. And now, we're here in a modified version of our traditional graduation arrangement, but together and in person, acknowledging what we've lived through while looking forward to our lives to come. This balance of acknowledging the past while looking to the future is an important one. We're all undoubtedly looking forward to life becoming a little more normal. But as we move toward that time, I would advise us to do so thoughtfully, reflecting on two guiding questions. What got you through this year? And what will we keep as we move forward? In other words, what of value have we gained? I know that I got through this year thanks to weekly COVID tests, spending time with vaccinated friends, and being physically active in myriad ways. I suspect that those two things, time spent with loved ones and friends, and physical activity, have also been essential for many of you. Human beings are social animals. And as authors Mark Zaborowski and Elizabeth Herzog wrote, life is with people. A shaman with whom I recently worked also noted, healing happens with people. It cannot happen alone. Psychologist and school consultant Michael Thompson similarly says, never worry alone. And these ideas are ones that I hope we will all carry forward with us. This year has proved that we are all capable of persistence and success, even in stressful and constrained circumstances. I trust it has also shown us how, as with weight and strength training, that our strength, perseverance, and growth are not sustainable if not partnered with rest, recovery, and connection. This year has been a boot camp of sorts for learning how to move forward while taking care of ourselves and one another. Seniors, as you transition into the next phase of your lives, please remember to keep your health and well-being central to your plans and endeavors. With the support of and connections to friends and family, you'll go farther than you can imagine. You'll always have a safety net to rest in whenever you need it. You all have my best wishes that you create the lives you are dreaming of. Congratulations on all that you have created thus far. And now, Kew-Forest, please welcome our head of school, Mrs. Carla Jantos MacMullen.
A breath, finally. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our soon-to-be graduates, their families, friends, and loved ones, and Kew-Forest faculty, staff, and administrators, members of the Board of Trustees, and special guests. Whether you are in this gymnasium right now or anywhere across the world, the groups that I just noted are the extended Kew-Forest family. What an exciting reason to graduate today, to celebrate these beautiful young people, both individually and as a group, and to reflect on their paths at Kew-Forest and imagine their incredibly bright futures. I'm Carla Jantos MacMullen, the proud head of the Kew-Forest School. For someone so rooted in the STEM field, words and the way individuals express their understanding of the people and the world around them mean a lot to me. I take great pleasure in planning commencement remarks and derive inspiration from a variety of sources that move me. While I had been planning this in my head for a week or so, I started writing these comments as soon as I arrived back home after seeing our seniors and their guests board the Skyline Princess on prom night. Remembering the way they were interacting with each other with caring and camaraderie, I trusted the threads of ideas that caught my attention and knew they could be woven together in a meaningful way. Let's begin with a question. What is the difference between wisdom and knowledge? And seniors, don't look so worried. This is not a test, just a starting point. What is the difference between wisdom and knowledge? Some may believe those words are synonyms, words that mean exactly or nearly the same thing as other words. Others may know or guess they are qualitatively different. A New York Times op-ed column entitled "Wisdom Isn't What You Think It Is" by David Brooks in April 2021 got me thinking about the trajectory of your growth and development and everyone and everything that made an impact on your world. Given what we've been through, it would be remiss not to mention how the last 14 months affected your wellness and your understanding of yourselves, others, and the world around you. I am confident your time at Kew-Forest, part of it during a pandemic, was an interweaving of both knowledge and wisdom. Your teachers, as you well know, gave their all to help you grow your knowledge in different subject areas. They also provided you with opportunities to build knowledge in the form of skills that would serve you in your next steps, whether it was researching, taking notes, writing papers, or delivering presentations, or skills for simply navigating life, staying organized, showing up or turning things in on time, or balancing talking and listening during a discussion. Information, facts, and skills comprise the knowledge you gain as you move through school and life. The internet and the ubiquitous nature of portable electronic devices have affected the need to rely on teachers, as awesome as they are, to impart knowledge. As digital citizens, you all know that you can up your knowledge on just about anything alongside your schoolwork because the resources are at your fingertips. For reading or watching videos to learn how to play an instrument, how to bake bread, or how to solve a relationship problem. Knowledge is necessary to get along in the world, and there's no excuse these days to not know something due to the many ways in which you can formally or informally access information. Wisdom, though, is different from knowledge and is acquired through different means. David Brooks wrote in his New York Times opinion piece, "When wisdom has shown up in my life, it's been less a body of knowledge and more a way of interacting, less the dropping of secret information, more a way of relating that helped me stumble to my own realizations." David Brooks is attributing wisdom to his interactions, times when what was shared had the capacity to make a difference for both the speaker and the listener. He notes the significance of the experiences from which individuals draw understandings and solutions from within themselves, and that relates to wisdom. As humans, we gain wisdom through living and learning about the human condition, the characteristics and key events that compose the essentials of human existence, including birth, growth, emotion, aspiration, conflict, and mortality. We build wisdom, for example, through literature and other arts, paying close attention to the words and actions of those you do not know well, and devoting time and energy to relationships with the people that you do know and care about. There is a world of difference between gaining information and knowledge and becoming wise. Said in a more straightforward way by American musician, singer, and songwriter Jimi Hendrix, knowledge speaks, but wisdom listens. Whether you are willing to admit it or not, I know I wasn't when I was your age, your teachers and your parents are wise. They possess wisdom by virtue of their collective experiences before and after you arrived on the scene. Every year, your teachers' interactions with new students and adaptation to new challenges grows their professional wisdom. They are wise as a result of every interaction and the mental Rolodex they created of specific topics that typically create stumbling blocks for students and ways in which adolescent angst affects, for instance, the ability to focus or make solid decisions. Likewise, your parents come to wisdom through their own relationships when they were growing up, conversations with other parents, and certainly raising you. Because of their wisdom, adults closest to you have the ability to expand your thinking and illuminate your own realizations as they listen to you describe your struggles, reflect back what they hear, and help you make sense of what you are feeling. Parenting and educating both come with an incredible amount of responsibility to employ wisdom rather than simply provide knowledge to influence a young person's maturation. That being said, here are a couple of possibilities I believe to be true. At this moment of transition away from Kew-Forest, you are already wiser than you might realize, and some of you may already suspect that some of the wisest people you have met already in your lives may be in your peer group. Remember, this does not mean that anyone has more knowledge than anyone else. You have something far more valuable to each other and to your ability to impact the future. You are coming of age in a very challenging time, and I'm not simply referring to the pandemic at this time. A time in which being more open to the ways in which individuals identify, more impassioned to fix social injustices, and more responsible to solve urgent needs in our local and global communities will make a difference. I believe you are wise because you are willing to listen to a friend, to understand a social movement, and to empathize, understand and share the feelings of another. This is possible because of the relationships you forged while sharing fun and weathering adversity together. As David Brooks also said, wise people don't tell us what to do. They start by witnessing our story. Friendships, especially in adolescent and early adulthood, contribute to the formation of self-identity. Friends witness each other's stories, not only by living and experiencing them alongside, but by the immense and intense amount of time spent interacting in any of the ways in which young people connect these days. When someone shares their mental health struggles with you, or reveals an element of their authentic identity, or tells you their worst fear, you gain wisdom. Staying present and making space for people to speak their truth certainly provides support and comfort, yet it also allows you to integrate their story into your broader understanding of the world. This makes you more competent in new situations and more welcoming of people into your circle. Knowledge, specific facts and skills, may wax and wane, but you can grow and draw on wisdom steadily throughout your life. That being said, I challenge you to consider the parallel and intersecting threads of knowledge and wisdom on your path. This act may lead to the brightest demonstration of humanity, and I bet it will engender deep satisfaction. What an exciting and bittersweet reason to gather today, to celebrate these beautiful young people and remind them that they are ready to fly out of the Kew-Forest nest. While we will miss them, they are ready to experience new adventures and join new communities with the wisdom they gained through joy and adversity from the adults who supported them, and most importantly, from their beloved friends and classmates. I am proud of you, class of 2021. Godspeed.
Thank you, Mrs. MacMullen. It's my pleasure now to introduce our first senior speaker, Anthony D'Amato.
Good morning, faculty and staff and families, and of course, class of 2021. Thank you for being here and enduring this insane heat today with us. When I was in preschool, before I went to Kew-Forest, I'd ask my mom to wait outside the door in the exact spot that she dropped me off until dismissal. I'd wave goodbye, come out 3 hours later, and she would still be standing there. I later found out that she wasn't actually waiting for me outside, but because she's such a good mom, she'd pretend to. According to my family, when I started at KF in kindergarten, I stopped asking her to wait outside the door. In fact, they say that on the first day I walked straight into Mr. Strober's classroom and I never looked back. I'm not entirely sure why I stopped asking my mom to stay, but if I had to guess, I'd say it was because of how familiar KF had become to me. Familiar can mean a lot of things: being known and knowing, recognized, usual, customary, friendly, day-to-day, commonplace, and close. Throughout my time at KF, I've come to find that KF is familiar in all these regards. My two older sisters were already at KF, and because of that, I got to attend various events like the Halloween parade, watch them perform at holiday shows, visit the science fair, and win prizes at bingo night, even before I'd come here. Watching my sisters progress through Kew-Forest allowed me to anticipate what was going to happen as I progressed myself. I heard all about Miss Manis's manatee obsession and receiving a phone call from Miss Reichert for a job well done on a test. By 6th grade, I already knew how to open my locker and had attended the middle school moving up ceremony as a guest twice. Big overnight field trips, like Nature's Classroom in Washington, D.C., and even this graduation ceremony were events that I looked forward to. While my sisters were the initial reason why KF felt so familiar, they weren't the only. In case you had not noticed, KF is immensely tiny, in two measures, its campus and its student population. High school PE classes often share the gym with a lower school gym class or recess. The faculty eats lunch in the cafeteria with students, and nearly every upper school teacher shares a classroom. Some may view this as a disadvantage. However, I'd argue otherwise. Kew-Forest's small size helps build a close-knit community, as students naturally end up interacting with almost every other student and almost every single faculty and staff member every day. And when I say everyone, I mean everyone. Even high schoolers know students in middle and lower school. When I was a lower schooler, there was a senior named Abe who had a nickname for me, Little Kurt Cobain. The connection I had with Abe made me feel welcomed and noticed. It was surprising to me that a senior would want to interact with a lower schooler, but I came to learn that's just how KF is. Customs like students being greeted every day at the door as we arrive by one of the heads of school, and staff joining us at lunch to converse, or for the occasional friendly game of knockout during recess, are all part of the day-to-day at Kew-Forest. I haven't taken a music class at KF in years, but recently a friend and I walked into the music room, and the music teacher, Mr. Carson, taught me some blues improvisation. Kew-Forest's familiarity also encourages students to step outside the bounds of their comfort zones. I enjoyed playing basketball in my driveway, but I never imagined I'd have the courage to join the team during middle school, nor to join other sports such as soccer and volleyball in high school. The courage KF gave me to try new things did not stop at sports. Clubs and activities have been a huge part of my experience here. Public speaking is not my strong suit, but knowing that I'd be surrounded by classmates and familiar faculty in clubs like Mod UN, Mock Trial, and Student Council, I wasn't hesitant to try out or run for office. Sometimes the results were great, and other times disappointing, but never discouraging. With the constant support everyone at KF has to offer, I was ready to try again. Familiar can also be defined as of or relating to family. Kew-Forest in many ways has felt like a second home in the community and extended family. Some of the people on this stage I've known since before I can remember, and I've had the privilege to make friends with so many others as they join Kew-Forest. KF is a family with deep roots. Many of the faculty and staff that have been at the school longer than I have. Mrs. Perez has been my librarian the whole time I've been here, and teachers like Ms. Varsas, Ms. Vesio, Dr. Spellman, and Mr. Summers have followed me all throughout the middle and high schools. As the class of 2021 gets ready to move on to someplace that may be unfamiliar, I hope all of the associations, experiences, and knowledge that we are afforded to us in this familiar environment will launch us with confidence into our next chapter. I know for sure I won't be asking anyone to wait for me outside the door. Thank you.
Thank you, Anthony. I will now present the Kourides Trophy, which is awarded to the senior who has achieved the highest academic grade point average for the 4 years of secondary school. The class of 2021 recipient of the Kourides Trophy is Oliver Toe. And now, coincidentally, I'd like to introduce Oliver Toe as our second senior speaker.
Good morning, head of school, faculty, staff, and my fellow Kew-Forest graduating comrades. Let me begin by assuring you that I'll try not to say anything too crass. I sincerely hope life makes every single one of you suffer. Just to elaborate, by suffering, I mean anything from mild discomfort to varying levels of stress, anxiety, exhaustion, hopefully all confined to the mind. Of course, however, I never actually endured daily mental, breakdown-inducing, sleep-depriving, life-sapping torture during my time at KF. If I forget about APUSH. Throughout my time here, especially during my junior and senior years, for which more rigorous courses were offered, I've often derived joy from mutual suffering between my peers and I. Academic sadomasochism, if you will. Firstly, I sometimes find it pleasurable because I enjoy being challenged and feeling some fleeting satisfaction after surmounting a tough endeavor. In many ways, suffering's actually integral to learning, but no one cares for those boring sentiments. Secondly, and more importantly, I can always count on seeing my peers suffer alongside me to put a big smile on my face. Suffering is derived from the Latin suffere, from sub, under, and fere, to bear, as if one is under a great weight which they must hold up. And if this is wrong, Dr. Spellman, I don't care for hearing it. However, when I have the support of my peers to bear the great weight of APUSH, or translating Horace's rambling, or Catullus' debauchery, or sitting through a 15-minute MUN meeting for an hour, or every living second of AP Applied Physics algebra-based with a side of calculus physics, doing it together makes it much easier for all of us to find the will to keep going and maybe even have some fun doing so. Something about knowing others are feeling the same pain somehow makes it more tolerable. And I, unlike our teachers, can promise to you that this isn't just schadenfreude. Don't get it twisted. My face doesn't light up when Ms. Cower assigns 5 FRQs or simply demands another practice essay. But I appreciate that the teachers here are willing to put in the effort into assigning coursework which actually makes us think hard and cry harder. I really feel that every teacher who has made us suffer genuinely cares for edification and personal development, or maybe doesn't and just has a sadistic side. Furthermore, I think we all have a natural tendency to alleviate the suffering with humor. At least I, who unfortunately rely on school to be the topic of conversation, think that tough classes are a great opportunity to flex our comedic muscles. Even when some people find my comments to be facetious, I couldn't care less. All that matters is that we can make each other laugh when we need it most. Before concluding, I cannot go without mentioning that this year was a tad bit different. As you all know, the CCP finally succeeded in launching their new biological weapon while cooperating with Big Pharma to inject us with everything from mercury to microchips. Though this left my life relatively unscathed, compared to most of the world's population, it did and still does make me miss suffering in person with many of my now pixelated peers. Moreover, this year, while at first reveling in being able to avoid doing comparaciones culturales, fiddling with Walsworth, cranking out another art portfolio, or pretending to understand Lacan, I soon felt regret for missing out on the hilarious joy, pain, and chaos I could have enjoyed. Likewise, though at first indulging in the self-conceit of taking external math courses, I quickly realized how isolating an experience it was, suffering without others to suffer with me. One of my favorite subjects soon became one of my most miserable. I honestly struggled to recall many distinguishable moments from this year, which to me has felt like a blurry flash of memories in front of a monitor or behind a mask. And I'm afraid this feeling only gets worse as we mature. Though I can't wait to attend college, I'm still internalizing, but would rather not think about the fact that I'll probably never get to suffer, learn, and laugh with many of you guys ever again. So I would like to thank everyone who has suffered with or from me during my time at KF. I hope that when you must suffer, none of you ever have to find yourself suffering alone, and that the new people you find to suffer with bring you as much joy as suffering together with all of you has brought to me. I sincerely hope life makes all of you suffer in the best way possible. Thank you.
Thank you, Oliver. The presentation of the roses is a tradition at Kew-Forest, where graduates have a chance to give thanks to someone in the audience who has been instrumental in their education. In keeping with guidelines designed to keep us all healthy and happy, this year's presentation will occur in 2 phases. First, we will now all enjoy a slideshow presentation wherein our soon-to-be graduates name their rose recipients and how these wonderful people have enriched their lives. Then, at the conclusion of ceremonies, the graduates will proceed outside, pick up their roses, and present them to recipients informally outside under the tent. Please enjoy the first phase of the presentation of the roses. would like to now introduce our third and final student speaker, Arden Fluehr.
Hi, everybody. So a few weeks ago, after doing sprints around the track at Victory Field in Forest Park, I was stretching and happened to look down and spot a 4-leaf clover. After more than a year of COVID isolation, eating our lunches in the freezing cold, Zoom classes, no athletics, bizarre virtual events, and essentially no social interaction, it certainly hasn't felt like a lucky year. Yet here it was, an actual four-leaf clover. And thinking back to more normal times, who would have thought that we would all feel so lucky to have an actual in-person graduation? While I do think that we are lucky to be here in person today, there are two other L words I'd like to talk about. The first is life. Clearly, COVID-19 turned life upside down, as we have all had to adjust to an isolating new normal. Amidst this backdrop, the Black Lives Matter movement, the riots at the US Capitol, mental health awareness, and rampant unemployment and economic challenges all impacted our country. I don't think any of us could have imagined how dramatically our lives would be changed. Yet while there was so much to complain about, there were positives. I believe that many people pre-COVID took things in life for granted. We worried about our weekend plans, that math test tomorrow, and whether we would ever finish the senior wall, which is still a sensitive topic. While all these things still exist, I think the pandemic has given us all a new appreciation for both friends and family. Life is indeed different now, but I think in some ways we are all cognizant of how important in-person human interaction is. We will all remember Ms. Vesio singing over Zoom and A-Push, or her rendition of Pop by NSYNC. We are social beings, but texting, FaceTime, and the internet are no substitute for human interaction. Sharing experiences is what makes life interesting. The last L word, and the one that I would like to talk most about, is legacy. While today's graduation seems like an ending, it is in fact a beginning for all of us. Success is something we are all programmed to seek. We want to win at mock trial. We want that award at Model UN. We want to get into that elite college. In truth, however, success isn't measured by the amount of money you make or the GPA you had in high school. I'm not saying to not try your best, but I believe that success is measured in what you do for the world and the legacy that you leave behind. Ask yourselves, how are people going to remember you one day? I think most people, at least me, want to look back and say that people remembered you because you did something for the greater good. And this is what Kew-Forest has taught us. Community service is part of the Kew-Forest culture. And while many of us balked at Somer's constant reminders, giving back to the community is important and needed, especially given all the challenges posed by the pandemic. You might not know where you are going right now, or you might know exactly what you want to do, but the beauty of life is that it's full of surprises. This year I worked with Ms. Vesio to have alumni speakers come and talk to the student body. We learned something from all of these speakers. We learned that you don't have to plan out your life and that you really can do anything. Adam Molnar was one of the speakers who studied environmental science in college, but now he's running a company specializing in neuroscience. While he thought that he knew what he wanted, he realized that the reality was that life is ever changing. I know in my heart that whatever journey or road all of us end up on today, we are going to do something with meaning. We might not know, or we might think we know exactly how things are going to work out, but at least we can try to think about the legacy that we leave behind. Not only at Kew-Forest, but for the rest of our lives wherever we end up. So what's the takeaway? Sometimes you do get lucky. Sometimes you do find that four-leaf clover. That said, as the pandemic taught us, life throws numerous curveballs, and we have so much for which to be thankful. Your legacy is just starting. You can be an agent for good. Kew-Forest has been a special place for all of us, and we are indeed lucky to be here. We all have one life to establish our legacy, so let's make the most of it and follow our passions. As Megan the Stallion once said, since you want to test them waters, might as well jump in with both feet. Kew-Forest class of 2021, this is the start of our legacy, so let's jump in with both feet.
Thank you, Arden. At this time, I'd like to acknowledge the recipients of our Lifetime Achievement Award, which honors those students who have attended the Kew-Forest School from kindergarten through 12th grade. Our first recipient is Anthony D'Amato. Thank you, Anthony. Our second recipient is Arden Fluehr. Our third recipient is David Rubin. Congratulations. And our fourth recipient is Ruben Vieira. Congratulations to our lifetime Kew-Forest students. This past Friday, we held the Upper School Awards Assembly, where many members of the graduating class received awards for their academic performance, their leadership, and their personal qualities. 4 awards are reserved for graduation, however, and so I will now present these final 4 graduation awards. The Founders Award is given in memory of Guy H. Catlin, co-founder of the Kew-Forest School, to the senior whose many contributions to Kew-Forest reflect a spirit of enthusiasm and a commitment to excellence. This year, we have 2 recipients of the Founders Award. For his spirit of enthusiasm and commitment to excellence, I'd like to invite Anthony D'Amato up to receive the Founders Award. And for her spirit of enthusiasm and commitment to excellence, I'd now like to award the second Founders Award to Veronica Lopez. Congratulations. The Marriott Award, in memory of Louis D. Marriott, co-founder of the Kew-Forest School, is given to that student who has shown the greatest personal growth and development during her or his career at Kew-Forest. The 2021 Marriott Award for showing the greatest personal growth and development goes to Shayla Whitaker. The Millar Cup is awarded to that student who, through his or her contributions, has had the greatest positive impact on the Kew-Forest school community. The 2021 Millar Cup, for having the greatest positive impact on the KF school community, goes to Gabriela Martinez. Congratulations, ma'am. And finally, The Wilson M. Johnson Award, established by the Student Council of 1974 in memory of their beloved headmaster, is given to that member of the graduating class who best exemplifies the Kew-Forest qualities of character, service, and academic excellence. This year's recipient also received 5 awards at our Upper School Award ceremony on Friday. The 2021 Wilson M. Johnson Award for Character, Service, and Academic Excellence goes to Arden Fluehr. You can take off your mask if you want. Congratulations to all of our award winners. And now I'd like to introduce our 2021 commencement speaker, Samantha Schutz. Samantha Schutz, class of '96, is the author of the acclaimed memoir, I Don't Want to Be Crazy, which was a New York Public Library Best Book for Teens and a Voices of Youth Advocates poetry pick. Samantha, who goes by Sam, is a publishing director at Little Brown Books for young readers in New York City. She graduated with honors from Skidmore College with a BA in English and Creative Writing, and she lives in Forest Hills Garden with her infant daughter, Sadie. Please welcome Sam Schutz.
Greetings, KF students, parents, and faculty. I'm Samantha Schutz, class of 1996, and I am so pleased to be with you both physically and virtually today. A big thank you to Carla MacMullen, head of school, Tiffany Trotter, head of middle and upper school, and Francesca Ryan, director of development and alumni relations, for allowing me the honor of delivering the 2021 commencement address. As you heard, logistically, it wasn't a long trip for me to get here today. I live in the gardens now, but it's been a very long time since I've been inside this gym, 25 years ago at my own graduation. And it's been a long emotional journey too. That emotional journey has resulted in the parts of my career that I am the most proud of. Writing I Don't Want to Be Crazy, a memoir that chronicles my college years while dealing with anxiety disorder, and launching You Are Not Alone murals, a global art campaign to promote mental health awareness. I look forward to sharing my journey with you, and I hope that it will give you some food for thought as you move into the next phase of your life. Seniors, much like you probably are, I was having mixed emotions about finishing high school and starting a new chapter. I was excited, but I was anxious too. The summer before I left for Skidmore College, I started to have panic attacks, bursts of anxiety that seemingly came out of nowhere and made me feel like I was going to go crazy or die. Excuse me. Thank you. When I got to college, things only got worse. I frequently had to leave class to catch my breath. I left social events early because I was anxious or because I feared I would start to feel anxious. I was very fortunate that my college had an easily accessible mental health center. There, I began seeing a therapist and was swiftly diagnosed with panic disorder. I also met with a psychiatrist and was prescribed daily medication. Those last few lines seem so neat and tidy. Therapist, psychiatrist, medication, but that is far from the reality. It took vulnerability to get help. Vulnerability, that's what's going to fuel those 2 accomplishments I mentioned before. Rather than thinking about vulnerability as a flaw, I challenge you to consider that it is courageous. Vulnerability entails emotional exposure, risk, and uncertainty. I had to emotionally expose myself as I admitted painful feelings to my therapist. It felt risky to tell friends and family what was going on. Would they get it Or would they think I was a freak? There was also uncertainty in trying a variety of medications. Which ones would work, if any? Would I have to deal with unpleasant side effects? But I knew I didn't want to keep feeling this way, and vulnerability was the first step to successfully managing the anxiety. My transition home after college graduation was a very bumpy one emotionally. However, as my routine stabilized, including moving into my first apartment and getting a job in children's publishing, my mental health gradually became more stable too. 2 years later, I had a strange realization. While my anxiety was well under control, I was still living life as if I were having daily panic attacks. I was still fearful and socially reluctant. I still left parties early. But those behaviors weren't logical since I wasn't having panic attacks anymore. But logic had nothing to do with it. All those years of panic attacks were a trauma that my body and mind weren't ready to let go of. I thought if I could remind myself how bad things were in college, I could convince myself how good my life was now. I felt sure that this comparison would help me shift how I was living. So I took out my old journals from high school and college and started reading. As a tween and teen, I loved writing, and that started at KF. I was a good student, not great, to be honest, but I did excel in my English classes and received praise and encouragement for my writing at home and from my teachers, especially Mrs. Stevenson and Mr. Schutz. And I never went anywhere without my journal. I only had to read a few pages from those journals to see how bad things had been. The difference between then and now was stark. And to make an even deeper impression on myself and further the healing process, I decided to write my memoir, I Don't Want to Be Crazy. As I wrote, I knew a book like this could provide comfort to others, but it was one thing to talk privately about my anxiety. Going public was something else entirely. Would I be judged? Would people at work think I was less competent? What if I got bad reviews? This was peak emotional exposure, but I knew I had to set those worries aside and press on. When I began telling people that I was writing a memoir about anxiety disorder, I regularly encountered the same reaction, and it was far from judgment. When I opened up, the other person opened up too. They told me all about their mental health struggles or the challenges their loved ones faced. It was as if their pain was sitting just below the surface of their skin, waiting for a reason to break through. Openness had led to connection. After publication, I received letters from readers and found one phrase repeated time and time again. Your book made me feel less alone. Readers said they never knew anyone else felt the same way they did, and that it was like they were reading their own story. Connection was leading to healing. In 2019, the impact of my vulnerability morphed in an unexpected way. It inspired others to be vulnerable by using art as a vehicle to talk about mental health. Annika Leidenberg, an artist and my best friend, was so inspired by the connection that I had made to readers that she decided to paint a Brooklyn mural that said, "You are not alone." She also coordinated 2 other artists to create murals. They would all paint using the colors from my book cover, yellow, black, white, and gray. A unified message and unified colors, but with completely different visual interpretations. It was a great analogy for how our individual stories are unique, but our emotions are fundamentally the same. Graduates, there is a postcard featuring one of the murals and my book cover in the bag you will receive at the end of the ceremony. Fast forward to the present. Over the last 5 weeks, 17 outdoor murals were created, and that includes 7 right here in New York City, and 1 each in Canada, Brazil, Ireland, and India. And we already have more in the works. We also received nearly 200 You Are Not Alone works of art submitted from 25 countries. all of which you can see on our Instagram account. These contributors are healing themselves by sharing their experiences, and at the same time, they are helping viewers heal too. One follower put it perfectly. I love flipping through the art because after reading You Are Not Alone so many times in so many creative ways, I think it finally sinks in. I am immensely proud of the impact of this project and look forward to developing it further. So what does vulnerability have to do with you, Kew-Forest class of 2021? Without risk and uncertainty, there can be no creativity. Without a tolerance for failure, there can be no innovation. The most successful individuals all had to be vulnerable and daring to get where they are today. Picasso, at 26 years old, debuted a painting that was considered so bizarre, reviewers felt he must have been mentally ill. This painting, the very first work of Cubism, would become known as the most influential work of the 20th century. Elon Musk's PayPal was voted one of the worst business ideas of 1999, and his goal of creating a successful electric car company was mocked. Today, Musk is worth $152 billion. J.K. Rowling and Stephen King each received a dozen or more rejection letters before finally getting published. Combined, they have sold 750 million books. Aptly, Steve Jobs closed out a Stanford commencement speech by saying, "Be curious, experiment, take risks." He might as well have said, "Be vulnerable." And now it is time for me to close my commencement speech. Graduates, I hope you will come away seeing that vulnerability is a trait to be valued, one that will help you connect meaningfully and deeply to others, and one that can propel you to take the necessary risks to succeed, with some indispensable failures along the way, of course. Congratulations. I sincerely wish that you all find success and fulfillment in your next endeavors. Thank you.
And now, I'd like to ask that you all please rise and join us as we listen to the third grade singing the Kew-Forest alma mater, whose lyrics can be found in the program. Give them props for enthusiasm. And now comes the moment our seniors have been waiting for, the awarding of the diplomas. This year, several of our seniors have been studying remotely from their homes abroad, and they are joining the graduation festivities remotely as well. When each senior's name is called, you will all be able to view their senior photo to my left on the screen. What's more, at Kew-Forest, we do not give our diplomas out alphabetically. We give them out in a random order with the understanding that the last graduate to receive her or his diploma will leave Kew-Forest with some extra good luck. Joining me for the distribution of diplomas is Board Chair, Mr. Christopher D'Amato. Mr. D'Amato and Mrs. MacMullen, I now present to you the class of 2021. Meshach Warren. Felix Diaz. Joining us remotely, Sachin Palta. Also joining us remotely, Ji Guo. David Rubin. Oliver Toe. Take your mask off. Good job. You can use the mask. Joining us remotely, Bowen Zhang. Paulina Mosichuk. Shayla Whitaker. Daniel Dudley. Open. Open it, Daniel. Jepuske Kipkamoy. Joining us remotely, Xiaowei Liu. Also joining us remotely, Weijia Ma. Anaf Gauhar. Joining us remotely, Shunjie Zhu. Anthony D'Amato. Alexander Engelfried.
Congratulations. Good job.
Take it off for real, Alex. Yeah, better photo. Darlene Gamboa. Take off your mask. We are getting down to the moment where we find out who that final senior with extra good luck is. So would the 5 remaining seniors please stand? Ruben Vieira. Joining us remotely, Armin Gazarian. Arden Fluehr. Veronica Lopez. And the senior leaving with extra good luck for the class of 2021 is Gabriela Martinez. Congratulations to the class of 2021. You may now switch your tassels from the right to the left side. Please join me in applauding the class of 2021 as they depart.
Dear class of 2021, the last 15 months have been really hard, especially on a graduating class like you who expected something different in their last year at Kew-Forest. I commend you for your strength, your tenacity, your grace, and your resilience. You've done a great job in spite of the fact that thinking that maybe you haven't. I wish you well in your step beyond Kew-Forest, and I hope you remember this place as a home that you'll come back to. Take care and congratulations.
Congratulations to all the 2021 graduates and special warm wishes to my international students. You've all done so well and grown so much. So proud of you. Wishing you all the best and love you guys.
Congratulations, seniors. Job well done. I'd like to give a special thank you to the graduating seniors of the Kaleidoscope Club, Arden, Darlene, Veronica, Gabby, Polina, Oliver, Masak, and Shayla. Thanks for all the hard work that you've done in Kaleidoscope Club over the years. And congratulations again.
Congratulations, class of 2021. I wish you all the best with this last Zoom call. Peace.
Hello, my seniors from year 2021. This is Miss Carla. Congratulations on your graduation and wishing you luck and success for your future. Bye.
A todos mis muy queridos estudiantes, les deseo con todo mi cariño un éxito en la universidad y que viajen y que practiquen su español. Fue un placer conocerlos, que tengan éxito. Chao.
Congratulations, KF Jaguars, class of 2021. It has been a tough year, but you guys have made it, and everything you've made it through is going to make everything that comes all the easier. Best of luck in the future.
Hey, congratulations to the class of 2021. Woohoo! Hey, shoot for the stars. If you miss, you might just land on the moon.
To the Kew-Forest class of 2021, congratulations. You've worked very hard to get here, late nights with homework and papers, APs, finals, and countless hours on Zoom. You've made it. Well deserved. Congratulations. And welcome to the Kew-Forest alumni family. We'll see you soon.
Hey, class of 2021, I'm Miss Ryan, the Director of Development and Alumni Relations. I'm really happy to be here with my good friend Jag the Jaguar. Oh, you have something to tell me, Jag? Jag the Jaguar wants to congratulate the class of 2021 as well. Wait, you have something else to tell me? Yeah, I have some sunglasses. I can put them on. Like that? Wait, you have something else to tell me? Oh, Jag says stay cool. Congratulations!
Congratulations, KF Class of 21, on arriving at this point, despite the many unexpected challenges of the past year and a half. New and exciting opportunities now lie ahead. My advice is to be like the turtle. Stick your neck out, get outside your comfort zone so that you can move forward. Believe in yourself and find your way to make your own unique, personally fulfilling, and positive contribution to the world.
Hi, class of 2021, it's Miss Garfinkel. Congratulations on your graduation. I'm so proud of all of you and wishing you the best of luck in the future.
Just wanted to say congratulations to the class of 2021, wishing you much success in the future. We'll miss you here at Kew-Forest. Bye now.
大家好，恭喜你们毕业于 KF 学校。我希望你们在这里上学的时候学到了很多新的东西，交到了很多新的朋友和享受了自己的生活。我们都为你们感到骄傲，都祝你们好运，加油！
Hi seniors, I just wanted to wish you congratulations on graduating. This is such an exciting time in all of your lives. I'm gonna miss each and every one of you so much, but I know that you'll keep in touch and visit and let us know what you're up to. Congratulations again. Bye.
Congratulations, Kew-Forest class of 2021. I will miss you guys so much. I'll miss having you in my classes. And don't forget to visit us and go out into the world and share your talents.
Congratulations, class of 2021. I love you all so much and I'm so proud of you. My gift to you will be my greatest work of art. Red is for following your passion in life. Blue is for stability and for staying true to who you are no matter what life throws your way. Now for the finishing touch to make this a true masterpiece.
So say congratulations.
Congratulations.
Class of 2021.
2021.
Congratulations from the youngest student in our school to our wonderful seniors. Congratulations, class of 2021 from pre-K and preschool classroom.
Hey guys, class of 21, you did it. You reached the finish line. We are so proud of you. We're so excited about your next chapter and your journey. Cannot wait to hear the new stories that you tell. Just remember your family back here. Always come back, say hi. We will miss you, but we're so proud. Congratulations to all of you.
Class of 2021. The end of May is nigh,
and on its heels will come your graduation. You have experienced and done a great deal in the last 17, 18, perhaps even 19 years, and I'm proud of you. Your teachers are proud of you. Your parents are proud of you. Your family and friends are proud of you. But more than all of us combined, I hope you are proud of yourselves. I hope you have oodles and oodles and oodles of laughter, joy, growth, and accomplishments in each of the many adventures that await you on the horizon. Congratulations, class of 2021. You've done it.
Hello, class of 2021. Congratulations, you finally made it through this crazy year. And we couldn't be more proud of you guys. And I just wanted to wish you all the best of luck in whatever you decide to do next. I'm sure it will be great because you are a great group of people. And just remember to look both ways before you cross the street and don't talk to strangers. Thank you.
Hi seniors, it's Dr. Sibley. I want to congratulate you on making it to the end of a unique, difficult, challenging, special year and beginning the next chapter of your exciting futures. Wish you the best.
Congratulations, class of 2021. You never yielded, and you vanquished every challenge that was presented to you. I'm very excited for you to share what you have with the world.
Congrats, graduates. All your hard work since you were in kindergarten is going to pay off. Go celebrate, enjoy this achievement, and I can't wait to hear all about the amazing things you do in the future. Congrats!